economies of scale versus diseconomies of scale. Very famous business terms. You must have heard it already many times. But what are they all about? Economies of scale are when the production cost per unit decreases as you increase output or as you increase your sales. This is logic. The more you produce units, the lower the cost per unit will be. Why? It is logic, but why? What are the reasons for economies of scale? Every corporate, every company has some fixed production costs. If those production costs are fixed anyway, which means you will incur anyway, whether you produced anything, sold anything or not. So let's imagine that we have 3,000 USD fixed production costs, and I have produced and sold 1,000. So what is the cost per unit? It is gonna be 3 divided by 1,000, 3 USD per unit. What if I produced and sold 3,000? The unit cost will decrease. It will be 1 USD. So this is logic. What are those fixed production costs? It might be the salary of the production manager. If he is getting salary fixed on a monthly basis, he will get his salary anyway. If he produces or not produces, he will get his salary. What about the technicians for maintaining those production machines? He will also have fixed salary monthly. He will get his salary whether they produce and sold some products or not. That's why the more you produce, the more you sold, the cost will be decreasing. This is what is called economies of scale. But contrary to that, on the very other extreme side of economies of scale, diseconomies of scale. Diseconomies of scale are when the cost per unit increases as you increase production and sales. What is that? It is completely the opposite way. If you increase production and sales, you will increase the unit cost. Yes, but what are the reasons? Because it doesn't sound logic, it doesn't sound good. Something might be wrong. The reasons for diseconomies of scale is many layers of management. If your company has many layers of management, in order to do some communication, you will have to go through many steps. You need to communicate with many managers. Bureaucracy. In that way, your cost of communication and coordination will be increasing. That company is structured in a very bad way. They have many layers of procedures. They have many layers of managers. In order to increase production, in order to purchase more and more raw materials, you need to communicate and coordinate with many persons. That's why the more you produce, the more you purchase raw materials, the more you will incur costs. In that company, they might look at their structure. They might go for downsizing. What is downsizing? Downsizing to cut down all of those departments and persons who are sitting idle, who are not doing anything but only adding too many layers of management and getting too much salaries for nothing. But they are increasing the communication and coordination costs, right? So it is also logic in that kind of corporates or companies to have that diseconomies of scale.